The purpose of this video is to discuss using Instagram and get your information out there for your business. Instagram is based for pictures and based for captions. It is a real quick way that you can get information out there. Sometimes you might think, well, how can a picture really help me? Let's talk real quick about just some categories that you might be able to use. You might be able to show a picture of your product that you have. You might be able to show a picture of somebody using your product. You might be able to show a picture of somebody needing to use your product, where the idea for it came from, people using it. How can this help them? It might just be as simple as, here's something that somebody wants and they get it. Putting your information underneath it. Maybe it's something that they can use with other items, and you just show somebody using it that it is a benefit to you, that it helps bring that product more value. And that is the whole purpose of advertising. Your life is better because of this. If you have this, you want this, you need this, let me show you who, what, where, why, and when. A picture puts that information, puts that idea into a person's head without even having to say anything. You don't have to discuss with them about how or why. You just plant that little seed, and you give them a little connection where they know, here's my website, here's my phone number, here's where you can order that. Come and work with us, work with me, and you'll find what you need. Become a customer of mine. You also can show the human side of it. You don't have to just necessarily show a product. You can show somebody using the product, or you can just show how it can be used, and you can show why it's a benefit. There are many different ways that you can use Instagram. There are many facets, and you don't have to be a wonderful photographer. You instant camera, you just put your cell phone on it, shoot it, and then you put the picture up there. Even if the picture is not that great, it has your information attached to it. Now, you don't want to put junk out there, but at the same time, sometimes you have probably seen on the internet lately, you'll see a lady standing in front of a doorway, just standing there, and the actual information has nothing to do with what that picture is about. But the idea behind that is, it got you to look. It got you to see that. It might have had a negative response for you, but even a negative response can still grab your attention. Now, one item with Instagram is that you can put pictures out there. They don't all have to be about grabbing attention. They can just get people to understand you as a business person. They understand you as a person. They don't have to see you as somebody that wants their money, or somebody that also is just there to serve them and to handle their complaints. There are a lot of different ways that you can get involved using Instagram in your business, because the number of people that are out there, your customers are probably already on it, especially being connected with Facebook. And sometimes getting people to your product with your Facebook page, what are you going to tell them? What are you going to talk about all the time? Sometimes you just can have pictures. Maybe it's somebody's birthday in your business and you take a picture of them. Maybe it's your wife's birthday, so you say, hey, happy birthday, we're having a 5% off sale, or something like that. I'm just getting used to this mic, having it in my hand. I really notice that I talk a lot sound like Captain Kirk when he's trying to get the Klingons going. And I have my dog with me right now. She's a border collie, and she reeks to high heaven. I have got to put that dog in a bath. It's the middle of winter, so sorry about the side note. But with that, let's take that as an idea. Something that just happened. My dog. Well, what if you could take a picture of a dog and put that into your business? Put that on Instagram with your information. How many times will people look at a picture of any kind of a dog, even the ugliest dog people laugh at, they love and adore? You can stick a picture of you with the dog, the product with the dog. It doesn't necessarily matter. Maybe you're selling Jeep parts online and you have a high performance 4-wheel drive axle that just is not selling that well. Well, what if you have a picture of a Jeep with the dog standing next to it, or a dog, maybe it's getting ready to piss on the tire or something of the axle? Who knows? It could, anything that catches somebody's eye. And humor is a wonderful way to get people to have fun. They see you as a benefit. Being a small business, you don't have to worry so much about how people perceive you in the marketplace, because all of the information and everything that you have ends up being very beneficial to you for those reasons, because you just put yourself out there. People get to know you. Big business, you want to know the product is solid. They want to know that they can trust or return it if there's a problem. They're not going to call a 1-800 number and get lost in the system. But if you're a smaller business, they trust you. They know that if they call, you're going to discuss with them and be honest with them, especially if they know that you're just the type of person that they've dealt with in the past, and you're going to handle them as a customer, even if they're not repeat, because your business is important to you. And Instagram can really help you capture that information and that presence for you. So let's go back to our dog example. And what if you're a person that you do direct mail for people on, or help them set up, you put the products on your magazine and you send it out there, and you've got a subscription rate that's a couple of cities, and you send those out with local ads on them. Well, you're already putting those ads and you're already doing your print, but by taking pictures and putting that information onto your Instagram page, you don't even have to sell the product. Sometimes you could just say, hey, look at this, I'm really proud of this ad that I did, and you could put it out there, and your people that put information on your magazine, on your local flyer, really could benefit from that. And it gets them to see the flyer, and so local people might see the flyer and really like it. And it gets other people that maybe they don't even live near you, and they contact you and say, hey, I want this product, give me this information. And then all of a sudden you're in direct mail. You're out there in a larger area. Who knows exactly what you could use it for. It might work, it might not. The thing is that it really doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. And you just, by trying, you get your stuff out there. People are way more connected to their computer and to their networks than they are in person. The salesperson that shows up at your door or gives you a phone call is really of the past. You're not going to see a whole lot of that. Some people will do it very well, and a lot of it is those Acme companies where the person is your friend and they're showing up to sell you some products, invite you to a party at their house. There's a lot of money to be made in that, and they can do that. But if you want to deal with strangers, then Instagram really can be beneficial to you, and it can get your marketing out there. Oh, sorry, my dog really reeks. It's hard to think. I'm going to have to wash her. So that's my first YouTube blog on Instagram. We'll have more very specific ideas that maybe you could pull some ideas off of, and we'll have some general ones that are thought out. Who knows? You don't know exactly what you've got, what you don't have. But Instagram, it definitely seems like, if you look at people, for example, that get involved in weddings, all of a sudden you have this whole interconnection of people that do the catering, people, the DJ, people that design dresses, people that have the halls, people that the limousines. All of those people get connected and market themselves in a conglomerate, in a group setting, And that is kind of similar to what Instagram does. That's what Google Plus does, is it gets people in circles, and it doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to have somebody say, okay, let's connect, let's go to these places. You're already there, you're already involved with it. It's right there for people to see. And a lot of times people will see stuff and then they'll recognize it for later on. And if the marketing works for later on and gets people connected or gets people talking, perfect. That's what you want. You want your stuff out there. And when you think about it, if you have a website, somebody sees it, maybe 4 months later they're going to remember where that website is, but they might not. And if they Google it, more than likely it's going to be someplace else. But if they know, I saw a picture on Instagram, they can just click on it. They can hunt for it, and then they'll see it. They'll recognize where it is, even 2-3 years later, because there aren't going to be a ton of other pictures similar to that. And they will hunt that down for somebody, because you can scroll through pictures, and our eyes as humans can pick up small detail in pictures much better than we can hunting through and remembering, was this website, because I remember being on the third page in, but I don't remember what the front page looked like. So pictures are a wonderful way, because all your information can just be right there on it. And if people have liked the picture, definitely they can go back and find that pretty quick. So, putting an interesting picture out there with your information in it can be beneficial. It, sometimes you don't want to be too far off of base, like you don't want to have a boarding house in the middle of the desert and have somebody surfing on a picture, but you want to be nearby. But sometimes, who knows, you can find connection. Look at how we write poems about skies and birds, and we're actually really talking about being in love. How does that tie into anything? So put pictures of tennis shoes, and you're talking about a new type of locking mechanism that you have for Velcro. Who knows? Who knows what's going to get the idea across? And, so if people don't like it and they let you know, sometimes they're going to really like it later on, or they're going to remember it. But it all depends on how you handle that information. And with that, please give us a like or a subscribe if you want to. If you don't, please leave us a comment. And if you hate this, please tell us and give us feedback information about where we can do with ourselves. Thank you.